Hey guys, excited to share with you one of my favorite topics when meeting with clients, which is sharing your goals and tying customers into your goals. And you know, I was a brand new representative in training when my original manager mentioned to me, customers really don't care how much you know until they know that you care. And one of the biggest keys that you can share with your clients, with your customers, is that you're more than just simply, a salesperson. And so, I'm going to talk to you about some of the keys that I've used in, my career as a representative, and then things that I've helped to kind of share with some of our top CSPs and career sales professionals as they, meet with clients and kind of tie in them to their own personal goals. Because at the end of the day, all of us are a lot more than just nice salespeople. So excited to kind of comment on that. I will say that I dig a lot deeper into some of these topics during our sales leadership development meetings. Make sure if you have not been to one of those yet, that you definitely get to one ASAP. Talk to your manager about how you can get an invite to one of those signature moments. So that being said, let's jump right in and talk about how to share your goals with your customers for the purpose of creating a better connection. Ideally, it could be something that helps you get additional recommendations and could potentially be the difference maker between somebody who's on the fence of getting or not getting something, or just go ahead and pull the trigger, because not only would they know they'd be getting an amazing product, but they're also helping out, a pretty special person too. So let's go ahead and jump right in. When you're meeting with a client, it's important to make sure that it feels authentic, and it is authentic and genuine and sincere. So this is where you start to expand beyond just simply doing kind of the scripted presentation and start to do more of a deep dive into personalizing it to make it your own. And so the first concept that I'm going to teach you is that of creating a recommendation binder that has a goal sheet on it. Okay? And the way that works is, you get a little binder that looks just like this. You could use a 1-inch binder, you can use a 2-inch binder, you could 3-inch binder. I've got a very simple template here that we use in the pilot office for goal sharing. And basically what it has is just simply different categories in your life that you can share with a customer. It's got, for those of you student goals, down below there, business goals that relate specifically to Cutco, and then obviously lifelong goals. So those are things that you can do here. And then based on the time frame that you're wanting to tie customers into, you can change the thermometer level to increase your overall sales performance goal. So if you're looking for a campaign goal that you're trying to meet, you put that in there. If you're in your fast start, obviously you want to make sure you're using the fast start thermometer on the back of the fast start sheet. Use that to finish the push strong, right? So if you're close to another promotion, you could share missions. I'm only 20% away from hitting my goal. I'm only 10% away from hitting my goal. I'm only 1,000 away from hitting my goal, or 2,000 away from hitting my goal. So we'll show you how that kind of ties in here in just a little bit. As you start developing more further reaching goals with the business, you can change this thermometer to include that. So again, student, business, and lifelong goals are things that you want to put on the front. On the back of the recommendation binder, you want to have a printout of your automatic sponsorship sheet. And so what this has is basically has an ability for you to be able to put down 50 sponsors. And every time somebody gives you 10 recommendations, you just go ahead and add them on right there. So if somebody gives you 100 recommendations, you put their name on there 10 times, which obviously that's pretty awesome. And they get you a fifth of the way to hitting your goals. So let's start with that baseline, right? So that you have that. You also make sure inside you put all of your recommendations in there. And so by doing that, when you're flipping through, people are going to see that. That's another topic for another day, is the recommendation process. So let's go into how we're going to start the presentation. Okay, so when starting the presentation, you've already got your goal sheet put down. You've already got your automatic sponsorship in the back. And then You also, in the front of your Blue Book, once you are finished out with your Fast Start, you've got your automatic sponsorship brochure. You've got your Fast Start sheet right here. And in your Fast Start sheet, you want to have checked off every level you hit as you hit it. And then also on the back, you want to go ahead and fill in all of the thermometer levels. So as you're hitting your goals, you could share that with your customers. Also write the names of everybody in here that helped you hit your goal. And if you want to take it to another level, you can talk about here's why you're excited during your Fast Start, right? So it could be maybe it's income, it could be getting experience, it could be potentially earning one of our coveted assistant manager roles in our organizations. But either way, you fill this part out if you want to make sure that you're acting like a true professional. So showing it is one thing, having it filled out on the back so that people can see it. It does a couple of things for you. First thing that it does is as they see you're working hard, they know that you're not just playing lip service to the fact that you're working hard, you're faster. They actually see the momentum. Also, every time you see a customer and you put a customer's name in there during your Fast Start, they're seeing all the clients that you've already met with, all the people you've already seen. And so it creates that kind of third-party testimonial to the quality and the value of Cutco. You know, thing you got to keep in mind with clients is that nobody ever wants to be the first to do anything, and certainly nobody ever wants to be the last to do anything. So so there you go. So you get this thing set up. So there's a little bit of preparation you need to do before meeting with a customer. But once you have this set up, man, it's going to make it so awesome when you're doing the presentation. So when you start the presentation, after you've spent time building rapport, after you've spent time connecting and chit-chatting with a customer, you're going to do what I call the open close method. Okay, so things that you want to jot down here for this are open close, thank you, ask them if they ever heard of Cutco before, and then let them know you're not just a knife salesperson. And then lastly, talking about why you're working. So again, it's kind of a 5-step process to sharing your goals with clients. So number one, open and close. You know, so when you open and close, here's what you do. After you finish building rapport, connecting for a little bit, you simply open your Blue Book like you're going to start, and then you go ahead and close it again. Okay, so again, if you're in your Fast Start still, have your Fast Start sheet up first, and then you'll have your All-American Scholarship sheet in the back. Okay, then so you open up your book like you're going to start the presentation, and you close it. So Ms. Jones, what I'm here to show you is Cutco, but actually before I do that, you know, I do want to really just thank you. So that's number 2. So that's all open and close is open and close your Blue Book. Second step is thank you. Okay, and so with that, you're going to say, Ms. Jones, I want to thank you for seeing me today. As a matter of fact, the company actually pays me blank, whatever your base pay is. Okay, the company actually pays me blank just to do the presentation. So for example, if your base pays $10, which shows the company actually pays me $10 just to do the presentation. If your base pays $15, again, Ms. Jones, the company pays me $15 just to do the presentation. So you've already helped me out a lot. Okay, so the whole idea behind that, guys, is if people feel good for helping you without having to do literally anything more than just give you a little bit of their time, then they realize that you're not just there to try to make sales. So they know that they're already feeling good there. Now, I know sometimes people will have a concern of, oh man, I don't want to tell people I get paid just to show the product. Here's how you're going to avoid that being predominantly in the customer's head the whole time, right? So again, I want to thank you for seeing me. In fact, the company pays me, you know, blank amount just to do the presentation. So you've already helped me out. Third step, have you ever heard of Cutco before? Right? They're either going to say yes, or they're going to say no. One cool thing to understand is corporately right now, about 35 to 40% of our orders are coming with people that already own Cutco. So there's a pretty decent chance that they've heard of it, right? But when you ask that, you're going to get one of two responses. You'll get, oh yeah, I love my stuff, or you're going to get, no, I never heard of it. Okay, so here's what you say after that. Oh, okay, well, the product is awesome. Now, if they already own Cutco, well, as you know, the product is awesome. In fact, the reason the company pays me $15 is because, or the reason the company pays me $12 or $10, whatever the base pay is, the reason the company pays me, you know, $15 is because the product is so awesome, and I am pretty good at what I do. So don't be surprised if you see something you like. Everybody does. Because here's the truth, guys. When people see Cutco cut the penny, they get excited. They want to get it. Okay. So you're being authentic there. And if your sales percentage gets up to 92% or 90%, you say, Miss Jones, don't be surprised if you end up getting something. Everybody does, or almost everybody does, I guess, to be 100% truthful, right? So almost everybody does if you're at 90%. If you're just brand new and you're still trying to get your sales going, just simply say, Miss Jones, don't be surprised if you see something you like. Everybody does. So again, to go over that third step again, Miss Jones, have you ever heard of Cutco before? No, you haven't? Okay, cool. Well, I tell you, the product is unbelievable. In fact, the reason the company pays me $15 is because the product is so unbelievable. And I am pretty good at what I do. So don't be surprised if you see something you like. Everybody does. And usually the customers chuckle a little bit. Say, but just so that you know, I'm not just a nice salesperson. Actually, the real reason why I'm working is because, and then you pull out, boom, your recommendation notebook, and then you start going over some of the reasons why you're working. Okay. Now, when you get to the business goal, one of the business goals that you could talk about is your fast start contest. I do like to keep, just for simplicity's sake, this goal sheet pretty long reaching, just so that way it's something you're working towards for the whole campaign. So that way you're not having to update your goal sheet every single week or two, right? So if you're in your fast start still, don't put necessarily anything here on the fast start. You could just use your fast start sheet for that, and I'll show you how to do that. So just the real reason I'm working is because if you're in school, talk about that. If you got a family, talk about that. Talk about some of your goals that you have with the business, and then obviously some of your lifelong goals. Keep it quick, guys. This shouldn't take an hour to explain your goals, right? It should be bullets. Michelle, the reason why I'm working is because, number one, I'm trying to, be able to graduate with a 3.5 GPA. And so I'm working hard during the summer. So that way I have money saved, so I don't have to work as much during the school year. I'm planning on majoring in business. So I want to have great experience working with customers so that I can be able to be more effective as a business owner one day, or if you're going to med school, Ms. Jones, I want to be a doctor one day, so I'm actually doing this job so that I can improve my communication skills with my patients, right? Talk about school, then lifelong. Again, it just kind of ties all in together, right? And then with business specifically, keep it simple, right? I want to save $5,000 a summer to help pay for school, or be able to save $10,000 a summer so I can help pay for my college, right? Or I want to, and then one great thing that you can always put on here, guys, and I would definitely do that if you're coming to Champions Clubs and you're a part of any alliances, is talk about winning an All-American scholarship. Okay? And so then after you do that, and after you show that, and you say, hey, Ms. Jones, and at the end, I'll actually show you how you can be a sponsor for my automatic sponsorship. But let me go ahead and show you real quick this All-American Scholarship Program, because I am working really hard for that. Okay? And so, the way the All-American Scholarship works, Ms. Jones, is that they give out 50 scholarships during the summer, 25 scholarships in the spring, and 25 in the fall. As a matter of fact, some of the people that I'm competing with are from all over the country. And we've had people here just locally that have won it. Like this year, for example, this is 2016 summer All-American Scholarship. If you've got another year that's more current, look for somebody that is close to your office's location, right? We've got scholarship winners from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, all over the Southeast, right? So pick something that's close to you. It's actually one of the people I'm going to be competing with here is Bree Sully. She actually went to school at Kennesaw State, so I want to really beat her. So anything you get today would definitely help me go a long ways towards getting her, right? And in addition, what I'm having every single person do, Ms. Jones, is I'm actually having them sign my scholarship brochure, so that way, when I win my scholarship, I actually know who I have to thank me. So would you mind signing my scholarship brochure real quick for me? And then have your manager sign this, have some of your accountability partners that you have in your local office sign this. So that way, when you're showing your customers, they're seeing all these signatures, all these names, and they're seeing that you're serious about this and you're not just doing this to make a little bit of money. And see, guys, that helps customers to feel good and feel comfortable moving forward with you because they know that you're not just there to make a quick buck and then leave. This is part of something that you're doing that's much bigger or much greater than yourself. So I hope some of this material and information helped you. If you have any follow-up questions, make sure to ask your manager and they'll be able to take care of you. Thanks, guys.